Hello, everyone. Welcome to the A to Jump podcast, a podcast about video games and whatever else we want to talk about. I am Justin of Justin Games. He is Gooba of Gooba and Jetpack. Hello, Jake. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you, sir?
I am fantastic. Ready to talk about some games. It's
Absolutely.
been a long time since we've recorded. 2 months, I think, but we've both been super busy.
hmm
We've both, realized that we're in our 30s and we're going to get injured more often. Jake a little bit worse than me, but we're gonna be okay. Everyone's gonna make it.
We're both just hobbling around, hanging in there as best we
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Jake hurts his leg. I hurt my back. It's a lot of fun.
hmm
But anyway, Jake's played a little bit of Star Wars Outlaws. I've played a little bit of Metaphor Re Fantazio. We've both been playing a lot of Astrobot, which I think we're both
Yes,
pretty
we
excited to
have.
talk about. And of course, I'm still playing Monster Hunter World. Excited to go into a little bit more detail on what I've been playing there. Um, there was a Sony State of Play. There was an Xbox partner preview. Assassin's Creed Shadows is delayed. Ubisoft is doing their thing again. And we got some news on the old Killzone franchise. Do you remember that, Jake?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was the day one Killzone Shadowfall player.
Yeah, that was. I briefly played that when it first launched because I was like, it's a launch title for
Yeah, it came out with the
PS4. Like, I gotta,
PS4. I gotta get
I
it.
gotta check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to hear. I'm not familiar with this news, so
Ooh, okay. Well, there's news. It's
okay.
not good news, but it's new. It's news.
Is it ever in
No,
video
no.
games? Is it ever good news?
I mean, depends on your definition of good.
Fair
We'll
enough.
get we'll get there. Okay, so Jake, Star Wars Outlaws. I'm curious.
All right, so we have another classic case of Ubisoft overpromising and under-delivering. Um, Star Wars Outlaws, I think, had a lot of potential to. I mean, it's the first true open world Star Wars game, I think, ever, or at least in a very long time.
Yeah,
Um,
that I can remember.
and it does a lot of things decently, um, but it also does a lot of things that I think plague recent Ubisoft games. It's very fetch questy. Um, it relies a lot on stealth, but not in a fun way. Really, it's kind of the crouch in tall grass, whistle, and then like take out one guy at a time doing that. Um, Also, the stealth takedown animations are really dumb. Um,
Okay.
because like what when you hear the term stealth takedown, like what do you envision?
Classic Assassin's Creed stabbed in the back
hmm
and like laid down.
Yeah, you know
What what
something.
does what is what does Star Wars do?
It's essentially a sucker punch. Like
Okay.
uh, Kay Vess, the protagonist, apparently has the most insane right hook that you've ever seen because her takedown every time this is every single stealth takedown, she'll basically like grab them by the shoulder, turn them around, and then just pop.
Just give him the whole 1-2,
Yeah.
huh?
Nobody ever hears it. It knocks them out instantly, even if they're wearing armor.
Hmm.
uh it's ridiculous, but you kind of just have to laugh at it.
It's kind of like in Horizon when you're trying as Aloy, as you're trying to do a stealth takedown,
hmm
but she like jumps on some dude's shoulders and shoves the spear in the guy's back of the head or something like that. Like, Aloy, this was not sneaky at all.
Like, I'm just thinking about it like it's Star Wars. Like, there's got to be so many ways that they could have some cool gadget. Like, I immediately think of in Spider-Man 2, in the sections that you're playing as MJ, she has like this like taser gun thing that
Right.
she can shoot it from a distance at one point, but like her main takedown is to like sneak up behind somebody and like kind of get them in their neck with it. It'll like shock them and knock them out. I think that would be
That
way
makes
more
yeah.
reasonable for a Star Wars game than just like a knockout punch to every single person.
So that's the same animation, the same move every time you do a stealth takedown.
Basically, it's very similar, but it's always a
Okay.
punch. There's
Oh,
never like,
always
yeah,
a
it's
sucker
never
punch.
like not even like a pistol whip, because you have like your blaster. Even like that would make more sense to me.
Just
But
all fist.
yeah, Kay
That's
is
hilarious.
not one to be messed with.
No, she's a freaking boxer, man.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, it's got some of those Ubisoft problems that we consistently run into. Like the story is pretty meh. Characters, like, they're fine. I don't really hate any of them, but I'm not really interested in anything that's going on.
Yeah.
Um, the couple things that I will say I do like, riding around on the speeder is very fun. I
Hmm.
think that that's like in a world of games where you have this massive world and the only way to get around is to walk or ride a horse. I think having a speeder that you can upgrade that has like boost and jump abilities and stuff like that, I think that definitely changes things for the better. It's made me more interested in going around and exploring than I normally would. Um, the other thing that I do like, although I don't know if it's implemented as well as it could be, is the different factions that like all, because we're in, it's Outlaws, we're like kind of in the underworld of Star Wars. Um, so there's all these different essentially gangs that have different territory and you do different missions for each of them. Um, and if you do a mission for one of them, it may be going against one of the other ones. And you have a reputation with all of them. If you have a good reputation, then you get more freedom within their area. Like you can move about freely. You might get access to areas that you wouldn't before. Um, but if you have poor reputation, then you basically get attacked on sight as soon as you cross into their territory. Um, so that makes things kind of interesting. Although what I've found is it doesn't really change the story aspect of it. Um, like you could have a terrible relationship with one of the gangs, but they're still going to have a mission for you pretty much any time.
Okay.
Um, so I like that. I think it could have been done a little bit better to integrate it into the story more. Um, and then the last thing I will say that I do enjoy is the upgrade system is a little bit different than what I've seen before. Like rather than just gaining XP or collecting certain parts to like craft your upgrades, you have to take it to a specific person for each thing. So like um if you and it's not exactly taught like a you just have to get a certain amount of XP and then you can go to this person and they'll like you unlock a new skill. It's like you have to complete a certain amount of tasks. Um so like for example, like you have to your little um your little NPC buddy Nyx, the little creature,
Okay.
which I
Yeah.
swear to God, if anything happens to him, I'm gonna burn
Well,
Ubisoft to the
riot.
ground. Um, but like if you have him go fetch an item for you a certain amount of times, then that's like one of the requirements for unlocking a new ability. So you have to like do certain things rather than just collecting stuff or like collecting currency. And then you
Okay.
have to go to that specific person in order to unlock those skills. Like not the most innovative thing in the world, but it's different and
It's
I
at least a
appreciate that.
little different. Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, it's It's decent. I think it fits in probably like the 6 to 7 out of 10 range.
Yeah, which seems like every game is nowadays,
Yeah, but
especially
you know,
Ubisoft games.
but I mean, sometimes you need that. Sometimes, like they can't all be 10 out of 10. Sometimes you got to just throw some love to the sevens, and like they, you know, as much as I complain about it, like I don't hate it while I'm playing it. Like
Right?
I'm
Having
usually
an
looking
okay
at the
time.
task as like, okay, well, let's see what's over here. Like, the the world is beautifully done. I will say that. Like it does they did a
Looks
really
good.
good job with the world building and making it feel like Star Wars. Um but I just think that they stick too close to the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, um like um way that they do things in those games. And
Yeah, and what's it gonna take for them to just not do that anymore? Yeah,
well, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but I think they might be picking up on it. People don't like what they've been doing recently. Like it
like
sounds like
they're
there's some changes coming to Assassin's Creed Shadows that um,
yeah,
could be a sign of them wanting to make things better.
like they're literally a joke. Like they're a meme
Hmm.
at
Yeah,
this point. It's mean to say that, but it's true.
that's kind of where it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever we talk about just 7 out of 10 collectathons, it's just a Ubisoft
Yeah.
game. That's all it is.
They pretty like if there was
They
a
dominate that
definition
market.
for 7 out of 10 video game, it would just have the Ubisoft
It's
logo on it.
it's all Ubisoft games.
Hmm.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Except Just Dance. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah. 11 out of 10
11 out of 10.
if there was such a thing.
We could create an A to jump scale. 11 out of 10.
Hmm. All right, sir. Well, that's about it. That's all I got on Star Wars. But
Okay. Do you think you're gonna finish it?
um, I might. I've been dabbling in it a little bit. There's not really any other games out right now that I'm super interested in or that I haven't already beaten. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll probably be the next one that I try to really dive into.
I'm sure the platinums are pretty easy in Ubisoft games anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Ugh.
I've been interested in platinums lately, so.
Yeah, it's true. I
Mhm.
have not even been close. But anyway, okay. So Metaphor Re Fantazio, terrible name. I don't know where they came up with it. I don't know if it fits into the story somehow or what. But so this is the newest game from the same studio that made Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
So this is like a big deal. Persona 5 being like one of the best JRPGs ever made. So this is their next their next title. And I've only played like maybe 8 to 10 hours, somewhere around there.
Hmm.
And just like Persona, I mean, these are 100-hour games easy. A lot of what I've seen on Reddit, people are saying they've gotten through in like 60, 70. So it might not
Hmm.
be super bad.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it is fantasy Persona.
Okay.
If you play Persona 5 or 3 or 4 and you're like, man, I really wish I wasn't a high school student flirting with high school girls trying to decide which one I want to romance the most. Like I just feel a little weird about this. Play Metaphor, you'll be happy. There's no romance system.
Okay.
It's just all friendship, but you're not gonna marry anybody at the end or anything like that.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's really really good. I was excited. The reviews came out like a week or so before, and it's came out on Metacritic as like a 98 or 97, like the
Wow.
first day. So I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be so much fun. And Yeah, it's really good.
Hmm.
Music is on point, as would be expected from a Persona game or Persona Studio game.
Hmm.
Um, the combat is quite a bit different somehow. It's still turn-based, but I think I kind of like the this job system more. It has a job system, whereas like Persona, you're going around, you're defeating enemies and collecting the personas,
Hmm.
like a monster catching type thing.
Okay.
And then from there you fuse them into new personas and you just keep going on and on. But Metaphor does it a little differently, where as you meet new companions, you unlock um, a new job. So right now I have the Seeker, the Warrior, the Mage, the Medic, and something else. But each of them have their own abilities. They each use their own types of weapons, their own armor. Maybe not armor, but definitely weapons. So a really powerful sword you have for the warrior won't you can't give your mage that weapon. You have to give them a new weapon. Stuff like that. Um, the combat's cool. Like I'm in the first dungeon. You The enemies you can see in the overworld, but as you walk up to them, you can attack them. And in Persona 5, if you attack them without them noticing you, you got like a jump on them. You got to do the first attack.
Hmm.
Or but like in this one, the enemies have like I don't know, almost like a stamina meter, and you can walk up to them and attack them in the open world, but you got to attack them like more than once until you drain that stamina bar down. And if you get
Hmm.
it drained before they attack you, then you can enter turn-based combat and you get off a really powerful attack at first, so you get a good upper hand in the battle.
Okay.
If they attack you before you can exhaust that stamina bar, they get to attack you first, and it's game over pretty much.
Hmm.
It's like crucial that you get that first attack, or you can initiate turn-based battle like right away if you just like get it within their zone and press triangle. You just enter right in, and nobody gets the first attack.
Hmm.
So if you're going up like some really tough enemies, if you don't get that bar down fast enough and they attack you, like you're you're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
It it's hard. But so if you know you're going up against a tough enemy, just go up to them and press triangle and start the battle right away. That way they don't have such an upper hand on you.
Hmm.
So that's really different, and I think I like that system a lot.
Okay.
I think it works really well. The characters, I've only gotten like two, three companions,
Hmm.
like party that I can have in my party. I think only just two. So not too far into that yet. So I don't haven't really gotten to know these characters, but they seem like they're pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, One part I kind of really liked in the like intro dungeon area, like the tutorial dungeon, you the game like wanted you to sneak around a dragon,
Hmm.
but they like the characters kept saying like if you want to try to defeat that dragon, you'd be absolutely crazy, but I mean you can try it if you want. So immediately I said we're fighting that dragon.
Yeah.
So I walk up to the dragon. Like you could easily just sneak around it. Is what the game kind of wanted you to do. But yeah, I sneak up to the dragon and they're like, "What are you doing? Why would you do this? We want to fight this dragon. We can't kill it. Like all we can do is try to like get it to fly away or something." So we fought it and I beat it.
Yeah.
It was tough, but yeah, we did it and they're like, "Wow, I can't believe you even thought to do that." It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But you got like it gave you like a really cool sword, like a really powerful sword for early game. So it was rewarding, it wasn't pointless to do it.
Hmm.
Like that's my thing with these kinds of like with Persona games. It's like what is in that treasure chest? I have to know what's in it. Like I can't just leave it behind.
Yeah.
So I try to drop a save nearby and then get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Something I'm finding with the first dungeon. So like once you get a little bit further in the story, and it was this way with Persona 5 too, and even probably all the Persona games because Persona 3 was like this. But they're like you have 1 week, and we have to defeat this dungeon by the end of the week, otherwise, I don't know, the calamity's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm noticing like the dungeons are absolutely huge, or the
Yeah.
dungeon I'm in anyway. And so I'm trying to like explore everything, and it's almost like you can't because you're in there for too long.
Yeah.
So I think this game like does a really good job of letting you explore, but also making sure you try to stay on a path, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
you need to be able to figure out your route through the dungeon. Otherwise, you're just going to be wandering around forever and you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Um, because you have your HP, and then you have your MP, your magic. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's MP. Um, but the game gives you lots of ways to refill your HP, but not a lot of ways to refill your MP. And a lot of your strongest abilities come from your MP. So if you run out of MP, you're kind of screwed. So
Yeah.
you need to be able to leave the dungeon, go regroup, get some new items, get some new gear if you can afford it or whatever. So I think it does a really good job at that.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt like in Persona 3, I could just rip through Tartarus in one night without even having to think about it,
Mm-hmm.
and not have to, waste another night trying to go in there. But it still does the time system. Like you get an activity during the day and an activity during the night, and you can raise certain stats. I forget what they are, but there's 5 of them. And I think the one thing it's not that I didn't like, it's just kind of confusing about this game so far, is like the storyline as it is your main character is friends with the prince, and the prince is sick and dying, and the king was just assassinated. So you're trying to heal the prince, I think. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's like the goal I have right now.
Okay.
But the game has been like giving me hints that the protagonist is going to become the king without like in like menus and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like in order to be a great leader and a great king, you'll need to fill out these stats the best you can. I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna be a king? This is weird. And then there was one other example where it did that. Like, if you want to be king, like I didn't think I was gonna be king. Like, spoiler. Like, I mean, now that I uh see, now that they've said that, like it kind of makes sense because even the like the art direction is beautiful
Mm-hmm.
as expected from this studio.
Yeah.
But the stats screen is your main character's head with like 5 lights, like it almost looks like a crown.
Okay.
It looks like a crown coming out of your head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. But it's like I didn't know. Like that would have been a better story twist for me, where it's like, oh, that guy needs to be king. I'm like, what, me? But yeah, I think it's really cool. Like it's very blatantly about racism, like
Mm-hmm.
most fantasy fiction is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but all the races hate each other, so I'm guessing we're gonna end racism.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. Um, but yeah, it's great. Like I said, I'm not very far. I can't wait to play more. It's really good. It gives me like big Fire Emblem Three Houses vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and I adored that game. Like it seems like Fire Emblem Three Houses, if it wasn't a Fire Emblem game, but was like a, I don't know, like a Persona game,
Mm-hmm.
but like a overworld, like you got an open world to run around in, and it was turn based instead of tactics based. But
Hmm.
yeah, just even the music kind of gives me Fire Emblem vibes. It's just it hits home, and I really like it. So
Hmm.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play more.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I know you were looking forward to that one.
I was, yeah. I one of the few games that I get on release day.
Hmm.
It's not too often I buy a brand new game, but I got that bad boy.
Yeah.
But all right, I don't think I have much else to say about that.
All right. Well, then the other game that I believe both of us have been playing quite a bit is Astrobot. And
Astrobot.
I'm going to put it out there right now. The year is not quite over yet. That's game of the year.
I would be,
Genuinely, like, I don't think in the award show it's going to be game of the year, but
but that's
for
Gooba's game of
me,
the year.
yeah, that is 100% my game of the year.
It
Uh,
is so good.
it is just so damn fun. Remember when games were
Yeah.
fun?
Yes, I do. And this game reminded me of fun times.
Yeah, like at at its core, it's a pretty basic 3D platformer. It's also just a blatant PlayStation commercial. Like
Yeah, big time.
your ship is literally a PS5 that you're putting back together,
Yeah.
but it's just so fun and goofy, and I love all of the PlayStation cameos that are in it. Um, like every, they did such a good job on like uh the personality of all of these different characters, but kind of making them silly. Like
Yeah.
back at the crash site, like where you can interact with them and they all have their little collectible items and
Hmm.
stuff. Like just seeing how they kind of interact with each other is so much fun.
Yeah. It's so exciting to get a new bot and
Yeah.
see what he's going to be doing over there.
Hmm. And then, without getting too much into spoilers, like there's the uh levels where you get to essentially play as one of them. Like I think the first one is Ape Escape. You
Yeah.
get to just play as I don't know if I ever actually played that.
Me
Um
neither.
but you get to go around and catch apes in this one level, and then the one that obviously really got me was the God of War
Yeah. That one was pretty
level.
cool.
That one was so well done.
It really was.
Like the even the music just like had me laughing because it was like sort of a fun cartoony twist on the actual God of War
Yeah. I
music,
don't
but then
remember
there'd just be a random boy like
it.
kind of mixed in with the music.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But yeah,
Um,
man, it's just been that was so good. I knew as soon as it came out and I started playing it, I was like, I'm gonna platinum this. Like, and it's
yeah.
the only thing I'm gonna play for the foreseeable
Hmm.
future. Um, which I did. It took me 22 hours, I think.
Oh boy. Okay.
But no.
So I've been playing this with my daughter
Hmm.
because when she was little, we played Mario Odyssey together.
Oh yeah.
So that was really fun, and I told her we should play this together. And if she didn't want to play it, I mean I would have just played it. But she loves it too.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's taken us a little bit longer. Um, an 8-year-old trying to play this is a little difficult, but we're getting through it.
Yeah.
We've only got a couple worlds left, I think,
Hmm.
but we're making sure, like, as soon as we unlock a new galaxy or whatever they're called, we go back and make sure we get the gold flag and everything.
Hmm.
So right now we've got every bot we can get, every puzzle piece we can get, and we're on the last galaxy. She's already got all the skins unlocked and all the uh, controller
Hmm.
colors or whatever. So yeah, it's so much fun. It's just the bots are so cute, And I love when you rescue one, he goes, "Thank you." It's just cracks me up every time. Or he goes, "Hi," or something like that. It's so
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah, just a video gamey ass video game.
Yeah.
Like it just they don't make them like they used to, right, Jake? They just don't.
Yeah. I mean, in a world where, and it's probably hypocritical of me to say this because all my favorite games are the hyper realistic, super depressing movie video games.
Oh yeah.
But in a world of those, having something that's just a straight up video game in
Yeah.
every sense of the word,
Hmm.
and it's just fun the entire time. It's not sad. Um,
No.
like you're just like I was smiling the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't get that with video games very often.
No. I mean, the level design, every single level is unique
Hmm.
and perfect. The music's really good. I mean, the game has what, like a few controls, like jump, hover,
Yeah,
attack, spin attack. Like it's just so simple, yet so unique, and the levels are just super challenging at the
yeah.
same time. It took us a long time to get through a couple of those challenge ones, and you were
Oh
telling me
man,
about like the final one. Like I can't wait to try to try that
the
one.
final one, it's rough, but it like the whole time I was like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, there's just these like little parts that like are kind of stressful, but I'm like, I know I can beat that. I just have to you have to put it all together in one run. And
When do you unlock that level? Like at once you beat the whole game?
so you have to beat the whole game. Um, and then I think you have to have all of the bots too.
Okay.
Because, in on the crash site world,
Mm-hmm.
you have like the different side areas where you have to have a certain amount of bots that can like make a bridge for you or something.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but you need all 300 in order to unlock it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
Yeah, I think like I said, only a couple worlds left. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe this weekend we'll be able to fly through the rest of it.
yeah,
But I'm excited to get to the Horizon level.
yeah,
I'm assuming that's
you're
the
gonna like
last
that
one.
one.
Yeah.
No, I think it's called like the Grand Master Challenge or whatever, like the final challenge level is tough, 100%. But there was another one that was in like the third or fourth. I think it was in the third uh of the challenge levels. I forget what. I think it might have been the triangle ones. I don't know.
Okay.
But it was one where you start out. It's like a lava level, and you start out with like the duck that shoots water, and it like creates the
Yep.
ground. I easily put 100 attempts into that thing.
We were stuck on that one for a long time.
I was so mad. Like,
Yeah.
it's the most angry I've been in a video game in a while.
Yeah, this has really pushed me and my daughter's relationship like to the test.
Yeah.
We both get upset. We get frustrated with each other. So we're just sometimes I'm like, okay, time to put the game away. Like we should not be getting this mad. Video
You
games are
gotta,
supposed to be fun.
it's one of those you got to put the controller down and be like, honey, I love you. I need to go in the other room for a little bit.
Yeah, seriously. Like we just need to stop playing
Yeah.
because we're both getting angry for no reason. But yeah, I tried that one. I think just a couple nights ago.
Hmm.
Just and I don't even know what I did differently because once you got through the lava making the with the rubber ducky,
Hmm.
you had to get through like some sludge with
Yeah,
the
like
rubber
the
ducky.
tar monster
Yeah,
things.
as giant fire things are chasing you,
Hmm.
and I couldn't get past that part. I could get through the lava, I don't know, 6 times out of 10, but I was always dying right there. And then eventually, just I randomly got through it, and I just got to the rest of it
Hmm.
in one try. I was like, "Whew, okay, that's done."
Yeah.
Never trying that one again.
I don't remember what the like I it got to the point where I could make it through that, like both of those first two parts, pretty much every time or almost every time. But there was one like I don't remember what the challenge was, but it was like the third or fourth obstacle area in that one that I was stuck on forever. Like I think it might have been the guys that I don't even know 100%, but the guys that like swing like a spiked ball thing
Yeah,
around, and
yeah,
then you have to jump over them and then use your laser to like break the glass
yeah,
over their head. Like I think it was something like that, and I struggled on it forever. I don't know why.
yeah. I Is there anything that keeps track of your deaths? Like at the end of the
There
game, do you get something?
there might be again without spoiling anything, like the credits and stuff like that are it's interactive.
Okay.
So that's kind of a level within itself. So I don't know if there was anything in there that like said how many times you died. There might be like a stat screen in there somewhere, but I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
That would be interesting to see. Like you died 5,060 times. I believe
I'm
that
gonna
number.
I'm gonna look into that later because I kind of want to know. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be cool to
Like that
see
would
how
be
many times I died on specific levels, and I'm sure that
yes.
one's over 100. Like, it has to be.
Has to be. That's hilarious.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Astrobot
and
game of the year, loved it.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
In a year where Final Fantasy VII Rebirth also came out, I don't think it's my game of the year, but solid number two, maybe three, depending on how far I get on Metaphor.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I was kind of thinking about it, um, like my year as a whole for gaming, and
Hmm.
every year, like near the end of the year, I usually do like a top 5 games video or something.
Yeah,
And I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to put on that because,
I don't think I've played 5 games, new games this year.
like most of my like I tried out Banishers. That was okay. I never finished
Yeah.
it. I barely got into Rise of the Ronin. Um,
Oh, you were so excited for that too.
I know, but it didn't hit me like that. Um, but this was like my year of platinuming, so like I was mostly playing older games,
Yeah, it's
and
true. And you know what? Like we said earlier, we're getting old.
yeah,
We can't be spending $70 on games we might enjoy.
yeah,
Go back and play the games you love and platinum, you know?
that's pretty much what it was. But I think that's why this year, like Astros, uh, stood out so strongly to me. It's like it was a new game that I felt just as excited about playing as these old games that I have loved for years that I was
Yeah.
revisiting.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think 22 hours? I mean, I think there's some free DLC coming.
There is. So it's actually some of it's actually come out already. So they're
Oh, really?
releasing a new speed run level. Um I think every week. There's been
Oh,
2 of them
sweet.
now, and the levels themselves aren't really that hard. Um because there's not like enemies or anything like that or like hidden bots anywhere. It's pretty much just get to the end as fast as you can. Um and they have like the the different power up abilities that you have in
Hmm.
certain levels. Like you have the rocket dog backpack thing.
Yeah.
They have each of the speedrun levels has one of those things. Um, so you pretty much just have to make it through the obstacle course as quick as you can. If you beat it once, you unlock the 2 bots they have there. Um,
Okay.
but it's really just about getting your time as low as you can. Um,
Okay. Maybe that must have been the update that my daughter canceled last night.
yeah.
She couldn't wait 30 more seconds.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get it later. Okay.
Yeah, those are those are pretty good. I've played the two that have come out. I think there's going to be three more, um, and each one's going to have two bots on there. Um, so definitely recommend checking out those whenever you can.
Yeah, we will. And I know we've had this conversation before, like is a 22-hour game worth the $60? But I think in terms of amount of fun had,
hmm
uh Astrobot is 100% worth it
Yeah, I
because it's perfect in every way.
I couldn't agree more. I saw a video recently on YouTube. I don't remember who it was, but we were talking about kind of the debate that we have had before about um, does playtime like need or does it a game need to be a certain length to qualify to be 60 $70 or whatever it is,
Yeah.
um, and basically saying like if I would much rather take an 8-hour game that I am having fun the entire time. It's like the gameplay is fun, it's beautiful, it's a good story, like all of that stuff. That means a lot more to me than a 100-hour game that is just like, you know, aspects of it are fun, but it's a lot of repeated like the play style is just repeated over and over.
Yeah.
Um I think that if of those two things, I will take the shorter game that's just fun the entire time, no
Yeah,
matter
I'll
what.
take the 8-hour 10 out of 10
hmm
and pay $60 for it than the 100-hour 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
but no, I definitely think 22 hours which actually that was longer than I expected it to be. I thought it would be
Yeah.
like a maybe 8-hour campaign, 12-hour platinum. No, it was a pretty substantial game
Yeah.
because there's
I
like
I think I checked last night. We were at like 27 hours.
yeah, because there's
So,
like 80 levels in it, like, and I don't know if that's including the challenge levels, like the
yeah, and all very unique and extremely well designed. So,
mhm.
it's not boring
No,
at
not
any
at all.
time. At any time. It's a perfect game, that's for sure.
Yep.
Games like this, I feel like are the 11 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Like I think there's 10 out of 10 games where there's nothing wrong with them, but I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking about this in terms of like movies
hmm
where there's a perfect movie, but it's not like to me like that was the best movie I've ever seen.
hmm
Like I'm thinking of me and my wife just celebrated our 8th anniversary and
Congratulations.
thank you. For our anniversary, she watched Interstellar with me,
Okay.
which has become like my favorite movie. And like it is the completely perfect movie and it's it's amazing. I like that's a 6 out of 10 to me. Or I'm sorry, an 11 out of 10.
I was gonna
But
say really.
yeah, sorry. 11 out of 10.
Mm.
But I watched a few weeks ago on Netflix A Man Called Otto. Have you ever heard of that movie?
I know the name. I'm forgetting
It's
what it's about.
okay, it's a Tom Hanks movie. He's an old grumpy fart and he's grumpy because his wife died, and then he meets a family that moves across the street, and big heart. It's really terribly sad movie.
hmm
But like I watched it, and like that's a perfect movie. There was nothing wrong with that movie.
hmm
But is it like my perfect movie? So like it's a 10 out of 10, but not like to me.
hmm
Am I making sense? Whereas like
Yeah.
Interstellar is a perfect movie and it's a perfect movie for me. So that's where like the 11 out of 10 comes for me.
hmm
And I think Astrobot like fits that description. Like
Yeah.
it's perfect. Where, like I don't know. Spider-Man for you is probably like an 11 out of 10. Like I can admit there's probably nothing wrong with Spider-Man, but it's just not for me.
Yeah. I
So
would.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like I have a few of those 11 out of 10 games in my mind. And I think the way that I differentiate that is if it's a game that I've done everything I can possibly do in it, and all I want to do is keep going.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I felt with Spider-Man. That's how I feel with Astrobot now. Like, The Last of Us is a little different. Like, obviously, it's still incredible. It's my favorite game. But a lot of the time, it's like when I finish that, I kind of like, it's not something I want to jump right back into and play again. It's something I need, like, I kind of, you know, I've gone through the story. I need to kind of just sit with that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Last of Us is a special exception because that
Mhm.
is an emotionally draining game and story. So that I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. But when it's something like Spider-Man or Astrobot, where it's the gameplay that is keeping me going on it, that's what I think makes me want to just continue. Because if I get that much enjoyment out of just the general playing of the game,
Hmm.
then I could care less. If they put out a story expansion or something, I don't really care what's going on in the story, but I just want to keep playing and like unlocking new things and using these abilities that I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, Witcher 3 comes to mind really easily for me, where I remember beating that game for the first time,
Hmm.
watching the credits roll, and then going back to the main menu and immediately starting a new game plus.
Yeah.
Like, just, I'm not done. I'm going back in.
Hmm.
So, yeah, those. I'm writing that down because I think that's a good thing. We can list our 11 out of 10 games.
Okay.
That's be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And don't forget anybody that has listened to last 2 months ago. I had a surprise for Jake.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to start the show off with it, but we'll get to it
Okay.
today. Um,
Yeah, I'll hold you to that.
okay, okay, good. Yeah, don't let me forget, 'cause I might. Any other praises we can sing for Astrobot?
Um, put out more DLC.
Yeah, a lot more free DLC, and I think I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's already really really good.
Hmm.
It would just be perfect and
Yeah.
if you can have just a little bit more substance there. You get a lot of skins and a lot of controller colors. Like the skins are really cute.
Hmm.
I like to be or my daughter and I like to be the Bloodborne guy
That's who I
with
am
the
too.
yeah the crazy
Yeah.
hat or whatever, the cool jacket. Like we just feel really cool. I've never played Bloodborne, but it
Yeah.
still looks cool.
The discourse on that has been really funny because
Really?
it's like the people who love Bloodborne really love Bloodborne.
It's true. They
And
do.
like every state of play that happens, there's always comments of like, is like Bloodborne remastered, Bloodborne 2, like, and it never happens. It's one of those franchises that it kind of seems like Sony is just like pushing off to the side. So it was funny to see like, how is the only content we've gotten for 10 years been an Astrobot?
It's an Astrobot.
Yeah.
Um, what year did Bloodborne come out?
It was like 2014, 2015, maybe. It was
Okay.
early in the PS4.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are upset that Horizon Zero Dawn's got a remaster,
Hmm.
and that came out in 2017. So I don't know, whatever. It just depends on the game.
Yeah. I think uh PlayStation is showing a trend now of like they want all of their like classic games to be not even classic games, but all of their more recent successes to be brought up to the level of PS5. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's great. I like all these games. But maybe we can, like, if you're gonna do remasters, like whatever, but maybe like go back a little bit. Like,
yeah,
I would love to see like a new Infamous game, or
Yeah.
like hell, even like go back to like, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, like all of those old franchises that are kind of just sitting on ice right now.
Yeah. I mean, um, PlayStation owns Blue Point, right? The people that remade they did Demon Souls and the Shadows of the Colossus
Yeah.
remake. Okay, so it's been since Demon Souls, and that was what, 2020 since
Yeah.
they've released the game.
Okay.
So we'll have to see what they're working on.
Yeah, they released Demon Souls in 2020. And I don't see anything else since then.
No.
So, yeah, maybe like put them on, because they did that. They did um the Nathan Drake collection, which was great. Um they did the
Oh,
Shadow of
they
the
did that too?
Colossus. Yeah, they did. They've done a good, I think most of their stuff has been remasters. Like they did
Yeah,
the
it has been.
yeah, they did the God of War collection. They did Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, and then they did another Shadow of the Colossus on PS4.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Um Metal Gear Solid HD collection,
They've
Gravity
done a
Rush
lot of good stuff
remastered.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see what they're working on. Maybe it's a new Infamous game, Jake.
We'll see.
So I've still been playing Monster Hunter World. I just haven't been able to stop. It's just you discover more and more and more just the more you play. Um, so I'm still working my way through the Iceborne expansion,
Mm-hmm.
and I get to a part in the story where you beat the main story, you roll credits, and like most JRPGs, that's not the end of the game.
Yeah.
There's still so much left. You haven't even done the whole most of the game yet.
Yep.
So you gotta fight like a monkey. You gotta fight a giant thingy, punchy, blasty thingy. You gotta fight a unicorn. I mean, it's just crazy. So I beat the unicorn and I beat the blasty guy. The monkey's too hard,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't fight him. But eventually you get to something called a monster called Safi'jiva, which is the evolved form of the final boss from the base game
Mm-hmm.
called Xeno'jiva. And it's like when you fight it the first time as Xeno'jiva, it's like it looks like a dragon that like I don't know. It's bright and scaly and creepy. But when you fight Safi'jiva, it's like full on giant red dragon, super big
Okay.
dragon, and
I just looked it up, so I wanted to see what you were talking
oh
about.
yeah, Safi'jiva's cool,
Mm-hmm.
giant red dragon. But it's different. God, I keep burping. It's different than any fight in the game. So normally, throughout like the whole game that I've done so far, is you just accept to fight one monster, you go out by yourself, kill the monster, and you come back. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
But Safi'jiva is designed. I knew it was like the only monster in the game that was designed to be played with multiplayer.
Okay.
So you can do it solo if you want, but it's like you highly advise you should have a group
Mm-hmm.
play with you. So I did it. I bit the bullet. I got PS Plus
Mm-hmm.
so I could play online. And I went into a Discord that I'm in, and I'm like, "Hey, does anybody want to help me with the Safi fight?" And
Mm-hmm.
one guy's like, "Yeah, I'll hop in." And I'm like, "Man, I've never fought this thing. I don't really know what to do." And he's like, "I haven't fought it either. I don't know what to do." I'm like, "Well, here we go. We're gonna
Awesome.
figure it out together, I guess." And so the Safi fight is so cool. Like you start, and like I didn't understand any of the mechanics behind this fight.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just fighting it, and eventually it goes into a new area. It leaves the first area, goes in the second area, and then uh, eventually like it has something called like I forget what it's super attack is called, but he
Mm-hmm.
like flies up and like the ground starts like I'll look up a video and I'll put it up. It's so
Okay.
cool. But the ground starts like fluttering with light, and the dragon like flies up, and there's this blue line that goes to the ground, and then
Mm-hmm.
this little blue dot starts floating down real slow, and as soon as it hits the ground, it's just boom, and it just
Mm-hmm.
like destroys the whole area, and you gotta hide behind a rock, otherwise it just wipes you out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so cool. Uh, but yeah, me and him we're trying like hell, but we can't. This thing it keeps kicking our butt.
Mm-hmm.
And like after a few fights, both him and I are like, yeah, I think we're done. Like we're missing something. So I start doing some research, which has like been the funnest part about this game is just being able to like Google stuff
Mm-hmm.
and find old 3-year-old Reddit threads of people like trying to explain how to do this
Mm-hmm.
and the best way to do it. So you are supposed to join a lobby of you're supposed to have a full lobby of like 16 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And you're supposed to break up into 4 groups of 4, and then you all go fight Safi'jiva together. Now it's only 4 of you per fight, but it's like all 4 groups are fighting one Safi'jiva,
Mm-hmm.
and you're supposed to break parts. Um, so you're supposed to break his claws, break his head, break his back, break his wings, even
Mm-hmm.
cut off his tail. And the more things you break, the more points you get.
Okay.
And as a lobby, as 4 groups of 4, you accumulate these points. So if one group breaks a claw, the whole lobby gets points.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's so cool. So everybody's doing that, and then eventually, like if your party all carts out and you gotta leave, it's fine. You just jump right back in, and you get an already like like his health is already kind of low. Like you just
Mm-hmm.
start back at the same point. But the whole point is to like get him to absorb the energy of certain levels. That's how he
Mm-hmm.
like heals himself, and you get him to absorb all the energies so that he can't heal himself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then you uh, keep breaking parts that way, and then eventually you can kill him. And then once one party kills him, you win the siege, and everybody can go collect like cash, hand in their points, and you get to pick like 4 super powerful weapons,
Mm-hmm.
which is different. Like usually, you carve the monster, and you carve the monster, get parts, and you make the weapons out of those parts.
Mm-hmm.
But this, you just pick the weapons.
Yeah.
So and it gives you like all varieties of it. I think it said you're guaranteed the weapon you have equipped. So if you fought him with a switch axe,
Mm-hmm.
you're guaranteed at least one switch axe draw. Everything else is random.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you just get to pick 4 of the most powerful weapons in the game, and you just get them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can upgrade them from there even further.
Okay.
And it was just so cool, and I loved that experience. And I was like, how am I supposed to find 15 other people to play this with? It's like I don't understand. I can't get this many people organized in one.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I found somebody else saying on Reddit that you can you can sort. So when you join, like when you start Monster Hunter, you join a lobby,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like maybe just you, or there's one other person that you join their lobby, and you don't have to play together at all if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
You can sort these lobbies by target monsters,
Oh. Okay.
and you can sort it to find lobbies that are hunting Safi'jiva.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, dude, game changer, man.
Yeah.
So I hop in there, and there's lobbies that have 15, 14 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Hop in there, and you just all go fight them together. Like, that is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that I'm just discovering these things. Like, I never knew that. Like, it's
Yeah.
so cool. So that's been a lot of fun. So I've kicked Safi's butt a few times. Got his weapons. Got a bunch of the weapons. Got the armor, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just been super fun. I kind of stopped since then because Metaphor came out, so I'm not super far
Mm-hmm.
after that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad. It's always fun when games find interesting ways to like get co-op involved.
Yeah,
Like,
and after that, I'm like, man, this opens up so many opportunities. Like,
yeah.
I haven't had PS Plus, so I haven't played online with anybody. So I've like soloed the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I was firing off SOS flares like crazy, going on hard hunts, and people just join your hunts and they help you kill the monster, and you go away, and that's it. And like, it just makes the game so much easier
Mm-hmm.
because it would take like 20 minutes to fight a monster solo. It could take less than 10 with a group of 4. So
Yeah.
it's nice. But yeah, good stuff. A lot of fun. Monster Hunter World. Play it for the next 3 months
All right.
until Wilds comes out. And while we were talking about Monster Hunter, well, I'll just get this out of the way again before I forget. In preparation for Wilds, I started a new series that I'm going to try extremely hard to keep going on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of build it as like a beginner friendly Monster Hunter World playthrough where we start a brand new game, and I'm going to start a brand new weapon, and we're going to just kind of go through the whole game together and I'm going to try to explain as I go, just because it is such a daunting game, honestly. There's so much to learn and so many little systems that are difficult to understand. But yeah, I just recorded the first video today. I'll probably upload at the same time I upload this, just for consistency. So if you're watching that and you've been a little bit curious about Monster Hunter, you've seen a lot of the world stuff, you've listened to me talk about it, yeah, go watch that first video. Hopefully I can get some more recorded and we can get through the game together. So after the Safi fight is there's only like 2 more monsters left, and they're like the hardest monsters. There's Alatreon and Fatalis that are left, and I want to be able to say that I beat them by the time Wilds comes out. So I want to play. Hopefully we can get there by the time that Wilds comes out in this playthrough, and I think we can. I think we could.
Yeah,
because it's taken me like a year to get to this point on my PS5 save, but I didn't know anything. So now that I know how to get through the game a little bit easier, it should go a little quicker.
Yeah.
But okay, that's enough about Monster Hunter. But Monster Hunter Wilds, February 28th. Greatest game of all time.
All right.
Mark it on your calendars.
Well, I will say that I'm excited to see this video of yours, because I think it might be a good thing for me, because
yeah,
because you've been telling me for like a year I need to play Monster Hunter. I would like to, but it's one of those things like just jumping in blind feels really daunting.
Yeah.
Just from everything you've told me about the game. So
yeah, and I don't blame anybody that's like, I don't know, it might be tough to get into. I'm like, yeah, I agree. But once things are explained to you, I think it'll be a little bit easier for you.
Yeah.
Oh, and Monster Hunter Wilds beta is next week.
Ooh. Okay.
Open beta. I will hopefully be making a video about that as well. Hopefully I can get in Tuesday night as long as servers hold up and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'll record my thoughts on that. But it's
Awesome.
just like, I think it's just a few fights in one area, but that's it. And I've never been in an open beta before, so this might be kind of fun.
Yeah. Definitely check that out.
Okay, so I've talked about Monster Hunter enough. Sony's State of Play.
Right. Okay.
When did this even air?
This was
This was a month ago, Jake.
just over a month ago. September 24th.
So yeah, this was a while ago. I kind of don't even remember it, but then again, I do because that's when the release date for Wilds was announced.
Yeah. So you remember at least one thing from it.
I remember one thing.
Yeah.
But forgive me while I scroll through this GameSpot article while we talk about it.
Yeah, I need to refresh my memory a little bit too.
So this was the Astrobot DLC we were talking about.
Yeah. So 5 new speedrun levels, which 2 of them are out now,
Okay.
and 10 new bots to rescue.
Gotcha.
So not a ton of content, but depending on how interested you are in speedrunning and getting your time down, you could put a lot of time into these new levels.
I think that's cool because that's what I try to do. Like I try to just zip through them as fast as I can.
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter like comparing their times on the new levels and stuff.
Nice.
So someone will post like, I just got 29 seconds. And then like 30 minutes after that, there'll be a reply video. It's like, I got 28.34. And I'm like, shit, now I got to go back in.
There will definitely be an A to jump leaderboard between me and Jake.
Yeah.
We'll see who can do the best.
Well, I already started. So
Okay.
you have something to compare it to.
Can you compare times with PlayStation friends or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet.
Yep. I didn't have any friends that have played Astrobot yet, or that level at least.
That level.
So.
Okay, let's see if we can get to it eventually.
Okay.
Scrolling through this, I remember like the PSVR stuff looking really cool.
Yeah, there was a good amount of VR stuff in there. I always kind of just look past the VR stuff because I know I'm never going to buy a PSVR.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a $700 PSVR.
But there were some cool ones in there, and I think a few of these are VR, but they're also just regular PS5 games.
Oh, yeah, they are, aren't they?
And some of them looked pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so we got the Midnight Walk. What else was there? Metro Awakening is definitely a VR game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was just Midnight Walk. Maybe that's all I'm thinking of.
Yeah, which I don't super remember the gameplay of that one. But
me neither. I just remember it looking cool.
Yeah, the art style is very like Tim Burton-y from the looks of it.
Yeah.
So that one could be cool. Interested to see more on that.
Well, let's see. I think we got another look at Dynasty Warriors, didn't we? Well, maybe this... Yeah, Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Oh, yeah.
This looked pretty cool. I only think I like Dynasty Warriors because I liked the Fire Emblem version that they made. So... Who knows if I'll ever actually play this, but I think it looks cool. Damn it.
Yeah.
Some Fortnite stuff.
Did you? I think this was the showcase where they showed the Fortnite controller, which was just hideous. It was horrible.
Did it have the banana on it?
It was blue. It was like a light blue, and it had like, I think there might have been a banana on there. Like,
Oh
just,
yeah, there's like stickers all over it.
yeah, it looks hideous. I hate it.
I don't.
Really?
I don't hate. Like I'm not a Fortnite fan, so this like means nothing to me. But I don't know. I
Mhm.
kind of like the busyness of it.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, "Yep, don't got to worry about that one."
$85. That's insane.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
I think that's more than, because I pre-ordered the 30th, the PlayStation 30th anniversary controller.
Yeah, yeah, that one's
Um,
super cool.
I think this is more than that
Of course.
by like $5 or something. Like not a lot, but still, I'm pretty sure this is more expensive.
Lovely. Fortnite fans, man, they'll pay it.
Oh yeah, or their parents will at least.
Yeah, yeah, right. And then Monster Hunter Wilds, we got the release date. There's been a couple trailers. I mean, just look them up on YouTube. I mean, this it's gonna be insane. These
Mhm.
monsters are crazy. Um, Lego Horizon Adventures, November 14th. Not
Oh
much longer
yeah,
to wait for that one.
that'll be fun. We'll have to. I think we said we'll have to jump on that one together.
Yeah, I hope it's only like $40.
Yeah, I hope that's not like a full priced game.
Let me
Like, I'm sure it'll be fun, but
I think I saw a review for it. What am I doing? Um IGN had a review or something, and it was it's like Horizon has such a serious tone that it was hard to make fun of it.
mhm.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't. It's not. It's this full $60 game. Oof.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people don't give Horizon the credit it's due, and like really fully understand the story or understand or like even know all the characters because the reviewer said like the characters just weren't memorable enough or I didn't even remember them from the game. I'm like, well, that's a you problem, not a game problem.
hmm
So I don't know.
yeah. I think, and we've had this conversation before. I
Yeah.
think one of the things that Horizon has always had going against it is it always released around like
The
one of
greatest
the
games.
games of the generation. So
Yeah.
like the first one released right before I think Breath of the Wild,
Yep.
and then the second one released right before Elden Ring. So
Yep.
it's kind
So
of
poor
always been
Horizon.
overshadowed by like
Yeah.
another huge RPG.
Yep. And Horizon is such a good RPG.
Mhm.
Love it. Love it.
So one of these games, because I'm looking through this list now, and I remember watching this like not being super intrigued by a whole lot from this
Yeah.
showcase. The one that I do remember is Hell Is Us, which
Yes.
I can't stand that name. I think that name sucks.
That's a
But
pretty
the game
bad
itself
name.
looked pretty fun, and
Did it?
it looked like an interesting premise. So I'm excited to see more on that. God, I wish they had a better name for it.
Yeah. Poor video game names. They just never really hit right.
hmm
Let me see. I'm gonna refresh my memory on this really quick. Hmm. Okay. Have we seen this one before?
I think this was an like new reveal at the showcase.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
looking
don't.
on YouTube, and there's now been a extended gameplay
Yeah, that's what I'm
uh
looking at right now.
that's from the studio, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks a little, I don't know, God of War-y combat wise.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, cool.
Um
Do we get a? Nope, just says in development. No release date on that or anything.
yeah, I think that'll be at least a year or two.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's probably like just the initial showing of it, but I mean, the fact that they have like an extended gameplay segment already, I think is a good sign.
yeah. That's true. We might be getting it early next year, then.
Yeah.
I am pretty excited to see how Dragon Age: The Veilguard turns out.
Mhm.
I I do like Dragon Age. I'm not gonna play this, but it does look pretty cool. I
Mhm.
hope it does well.
Yeah.
Dragon Age, it deserves it. It's a really cool world with cool characters.
Mhm. I feel like I remember people there's something that came out about Dragon Age that people were like upset about.
The name,
Well, that and I felt like maybe they showed like a character creator that people weren't like people didn't like or
oh
something.
yeah, the scars. Was that what you're thinking? They had
Maybe.
like mastectomy scars,
Oh, okay.
and all the incels got upset about that.
As they do.
Yep.
Just a fun little side tangent here.
Bring it.
Today uh I just got on YouTube because I saw that Black Ops 6 came out. Um and I was like, oh, I wonder how it's doing. So I looked up um like Black Ops 6 review, and there's not they must still have like, or the review embargo must have just been lifted for it, because the only like legit one I saw was IGN for just the campaign. But the second uh, result under just Black Ops 6 review, nothing else,
Okay.
uh, had a pride flag on it with the words woke trash over it.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the incels were quick with this one.
Even Call of Duty's gone woke now.
Yep.
Got it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So there was nothing more important about that. I just thought it was like a funny thing that I saw today.
It's just rage bait anymore, man. It's just
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
whatever.
same thing happened. Like, I looked up. Do you remember from like earlier in the summer? Um, I think it was at Summer Game Fest. They showed off that game Unknown Nine Awakening.
Yeah.
It was like I think it was set in India. It's like a more narrative focused like action
Mm-hmm.
adventure game. So I was looking up reviews on that um because I hadn't heard anything about it, and I thought it had just released or was releasing soon. It released this week, and at the time that I looked at it, there was a couple legit reviews. They weren't showing very good, but then like the all the other stuff was just like the rage baiting content about this game. Was
Yeah.
like, no one's even talking about this game. Like, why?
Yeah, right.
Like,
I
why
mean,
is
yeah,
it like this the your new target? Like, no one's playing it. So, like,
that's what
I
they
don't
do,
know.
man. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's the current state of the internet. It's
Yeah,
troubling.
it is very troubling. Um, Alan Wake 2 DLC.
Hooray!
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they'll actually answer some questions. I don't know.
I I really want to be interested in that game. Like, it looks like, for everything I've seen, it looks cool. But I just like I know I'm going to be confused, and the only other Remedy game that I've played is Control. I didn't even finish it, and I was also confused the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think that those games are just over my head. Like,
You know, yeah. It must be. Like, I don't get it. I'm not following a damn thing that's going on.
yeah, like
Not a
people love
thing.
it, and good for them. But I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I watched the entire game, Jake, on YouTube, and it's gone.
Yeah.
No idea what happened.
Hmm.
It was funny at times, and like probably it's like a well-made game, I think, but otherwise, oh
Yeah, like it looks great. I'm sure I'm sure for the people who know what's going on, it's interesting, but I just I don't know if my brain can work that way.
nope, I have no idea what happened. None. And then I guess the final reveal of the showcase was the new Ghost of Tsushima.
Hmm.
It is called the Ghost of Yote, which I don't know. I didn't see coming. I figured we would have been staying in like the same characters, same storyline. I thought we were getting literally Ghost of Tsushima 2,
Hmm.
but no, we're getting like an all new protagonist, a new title. It's just Ghost of Yote.
Yeah. I believe it's a different region, it's a different time, like a
Mm-hmm.
different era of Japan.
Yeah, I
Um,
think 300 years after
yeah,
Tsushima.
which I think is cool.
Tsushima.
I mean, I
Yeah,
never
I do too.
finished Tsushima, but from my understanding, I think it wraps up like pretty, you know, concisely. Like there's not like there might be room for a sequel there, but I don't think they ever like built up to one.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, like I think it's cool that it's a it's a new region, and the fact that it's 300 years in the future, I think it'll be cool to see like how technology has changed, like
Yeah.
what new weapons or abilities you might have that you wouldn't in the last one.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, pretty cool. I never played Ghost of Tsushima either.
Hmm.
So,
I've Man, I've started that one like two or three times probably. I'll always get like a few hours in, and then I don't know, I just it's one of those that I'm sure I would love if I gave it like my full attention,
hmm
but it always was like maybe around a game that I was just more into, or I didn't have like the brain capacity to learn all these mechanics and, you know, explore this massive world. Um so I don't know. And it came out immediately after Last of Us 2, so I think that's always
ooh,
like been in my head like, well, I could play that, but I could also just replay one of my favorite games. So,
yeah, yeah. When you know you like,
yeah.
yeah,
But no, that was cool to see. I know that game has a pretty loyal fan base, so there's a lot of people that were excited about this.
that's awesome. Good. That's Sucker Punch, right? That
Yep.
makes that
Hmm.
cool.
Which
Set for
they,
release in 2025.
yeah. Which Sucker Punch, I think they are the ones
They did
that,
Infamous, I
yeah, they're the
think.
infamous ones.
Sly Cooper as well.
Are they Sly Cooper? Yeah, they
I
are.
think so. I
Yeah, that's pretty
know
much.
my stuff. I know my stuff.
What was Ghost of Tsushima Legends?
Is that a DLC?
I don't know. I'm on their Wikipedia, and it says Ghost of Tsushima 2020, Ghost of Tsushima Legends 2021 for PS4, PS5, and Windows. I have
Don't
no
know. Never
idea.
heard of it.
Huh. Oh well.
Weird. All right. Do you want to hop into the Xbox preview then?
Yeah, do that.
So the Xbox partner preview. Now this was just last week.
Yeah. We are not that behind on this one.
Not as far behind.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, not much.
Yeah.
Subnautica 2.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that was a cool one. I haven't played a whole lot of. Actually, I think I may have just barely started Subnautica 1. Um, but that's one that I've always been interested by. I like um the ocean exploration games have always
Hmm.
been kind of intriguing to me, like that or Abzu.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
My favorite thing about Subnautica is how unintentional the horror is.
mhm.
Like even this Polygon article says back to scary. It's like there's nothing super like horror about that game other than you are dropped on an ocean world alone
Mhm.
and you have no idea where anything is, and like there's this fish, giant fish make noises from far away that you can't see. Like
Yeah.
that's all the horror it is. Like it's just this is yeah, like an ocean exploration game like you said, but
Mhm.
unintentionally super scary.
Yeah.
So hopefully Subnautica 2 can do the same thing.
Well, from the trailer, it kind of looked like there was like they were fully leaning into the horror aspect.
Yeah, they might be.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see where they go with that. It would be cool if they, because you said in the first one, like they kind of hint at the horror, but it's never like right in your face.
Yeah, it's so unintentional.
No, I was just thinking like it'd be cool if they kind of did a continuation of the first one, but they actually delve into like the horror that was always sort of in the distance, but never
Yeah.
right there. Like they made it a horror game just by like continuing from the first game. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if the first game even sets up for something like that, but that would be cool. Like the thing that you were hearing all through the first game is the danger in the second game.
Yeah.
Like that could be a cool sort of
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
It's not. You eventually that fish attacks you, but
Oh, okay.
you see
Well,
it eventually.
just disregard everything I said then.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, stupid idea, Jake. Fucking
Yeah, thank
terrible.
you.
But
Well,
yeah, basically the point of Subnautica 1 is to just explore, craft. It's a big crafting game.
mhm.
And eventually you can craft a fucking I don't know, I don't want to spoil it too much, but just keep on
Yeah.
crafting and whatever.
Yeah. Well, other than that, was there anything else in this showcase that piqued your interest?
As I'm scrolling. No.
Okay.
I feel bad saying this, but I don't care about Xbox.
It kind of seems like Xbox doesn't really care about Xbox anymore.
Yeah, true.
Like I was trying to find it today because I remembered seeing like over sometime over the last couple weeks somebody saying like, "Oh, Phil Spencer says he doesn't care about exclusives or something." Um, I think that's kind of been debunked. Like he didn't actually say that.
No.
But you have to look at like the state of console exclusives in the last few years and think that Xbox really doesn't care because like what have they had, you know, they had Halo Infinite back in like 2021 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh that wasn't all that well received. Like has there been anything else since then?
Sea of Thieves, right? I think that's pretty popular.
But that's not really an exclusive though cuz
It's on
uh
PC.
that's on PC. Like there's
True.
not really anything that specifically would target people to purchase Xbox. Like,
I think
obviously
I
there's
think
Game
Game
Pass.
I
Yeah.
think Game Pass is all there is. I think
Yeah.
that's all you've got. Um,
But I think even kind of, I think they're sort of shying away from that too. Like, obviously it's still huge, but like it used to be in their like summer showcase, they would show 30 games and all of them would be on Game Pass.
yeah.
In this partner showcase or this partner preview, I think they showed probably 15 games, and at the end they showed a graphic. Only 5 of them are going to Game Pass.
I think they're coming to the point where Game Pass isn't going to be financially viable for them, and that's probably why they've laid off tens of thousands of people or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the number is.
Yeah.
And they're just realizing, hey, we need to like seriously rethink of how we do things. And I think the only reason Phil Spencer goes on stage and says, I think exclusives are bad for the industry, are because he didn't get there first.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have any, like, PlayStation's not going to say that.
Yeah.
Herman Hulst isn't going to go up there and say that, yeah, I don't like that we have Last of Us, God of War, Horizon, Helldivers. I hate, I wish Xbox could have these too. No, he's not going to, because they've been successful for them, and Microsoft was just late to the punch.
Yeah. Well, I did see when I was kind of researching that topic, I saw a quote from Phil Spencer saying how he kind of kicked himself for not being more open to exclusives in recent years. Like um, they had every opportunity to do something with Destiny because Bungie
Yeah,
was
it
an
was there.
Xbox exclusive for a long time, and they kind of just let him go.
Destiny was Xbox exclusive.
Well, it's made by Bungie, who made the original Halo games,
I don't think
and
so. I don't think it was ever exclusive. I agree, it was made by them, but I don't think it was
well, it
exclusive.
was Destiny was never exclusive, but
Okay, yeah.
Bungie started with
Yeah,
Microsoft essentially.
they probably could have. Yeah, they probably could
Hmm.
have made it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah, like they could have made it exclusive, but I think it went exclusive to PlayStation, um,
Yeah.
which
Oops.
I think they dropped the ball on that one,
Yeah.
because that
And
game's
then
huge.
Bungie
There's a
is it Bungie that's owned by PlayStation now? Yeah.
yeah,
And I saw 343 change their name to Halo Studios now. Did
hmm
you see that? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
which I
Okay.
mean, I'm not much of a Halo person anyway,
No,
but
me neither. Never have
there's
been,
yeah,
unfortunately.
but there seems to be a good amount of people who are excited about that. Like they're ditching their uh their engine that they created that they've used for Halos 4, 5, and 6. And they're going to Unreal Engine 5, which uh I don't think they are very far at all in development on anything, but people
Can be.
seem to be excited about that. That they're the fact that they renamed themselves Halo Studios, like that they have a commitment to keep making Halo games and hopefully
Yeah.
to do it better.
Hopefully Fable works out for them too.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
hopefully Fable, hopefully that other fantasy one
Uh
that I can't think of the name of, Avowed.
oh yeah, forgot about that one.
Hopefully those do well and they can piggyback off of those.
Yeah. I don't it's not like I want Xbox to die or anything. I don't have
No,
anything
of course
against
not.
Xbox, but like they just haven't been competitive.
No,
And
and like whatever they do, I'm like, eh. Like I didn't even know there was an Xbox preview. I heard about it from you.
yeah, and I think I saw it on Twitter, like,
So yeah.
but
Oh well.
I don't know. With that said, there were a couple things in this showcase that sort of piqued my interest.
Yeah.
So The new game, I think this, I'm pretty sure this was a new announcement. Chronos: The New Dawn
Mm-hmm.
is from Bloober Team.
Oh,
Um,
I love Bloober Team.
yeah, and
Why, I don't know.
could just be a funny name,
It
but
really is.
um, yeah, looks, it's one of those games that I say I want to play, but it's probably too scary for me.
Probably too scary.
But it looks cool from the little bit of gameplay they showed. At the end, it's a third-person shooter, which most of my favorite games are.
True.
Um, like I don't know, it looked very cinematic. I thought it at least looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, and I feel like Bloober Team, uh, I've liked a lot of stuff they've put out lately. So,
Mm-hmm. They just did the Silent Hill 2 remake,
mhm.
which I've been watching on YouTube because I'm too scared to play it.
Yeah, that's another one that I would like to get into at some point, but I know myself and I know how I am with horror games. So,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm a medium defender. I'll defend the medium. That was a good
Oh
game.
yeah,
At least it was fun to watch.
yeah,
But I think that was their first game.
yeah. We played through that
Nice.
one. That
You
was good.
played through it?
Me and Jetpack did. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah. So,
Man, if you got through the medium, that was pretty scary.
it was the
Yeah.
Troy Baker as the Maw. I think
Yeah.
that
I
was the
mean,
name of it. Like,
yeah.
ugh, that
Talk-
like gives me
like we
shivers
I
thinking
know
about
we've talked
that.
about it plenty of times here, but
Yeah.
like, talk about memorable characters. The
Hmm.
Maw is absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think.
did you have another game on here?
Um, I don't know if I am that interested in it or if I just think it's funny that it exists. The mouse PI for hire.
Yeah, man.
Like a
Yep, there it is.
old school Mickey Mouse noir shooter.
What in the world is this?
It's so I think the original design for Mickey Mouse, like the copyright ran out for it.
Oh
It's not
yeah, it's
called Mickey Mouse, there's another one. It's
public
like public
domain now.
domain.
Yeah.
Um so they made a game uh where you're playing as that in like the 1920s, but it's a first person shooter.
This
It's
is
very
hilarious.
cartoony, and it's like the all the guns are super goofy looking, and it says like pow bang, like all that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
this
know,
is
I think it looks kind of fun. It kind of looks like
it,
a 1920s cartoony Doom.
yep, it certainly does. Mouse PI for hire. What kind of
Yeah.
PI is he doing? Jesus.
It doesn't look like he's doing much investigating.
No, he's just shooting
Just shoot first, ask
giant.
questions later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wheel World.
Oh
Did you?
yeah, that
It's
was
the biking one.
the biking one.
Ooh, scared myself. Accidentally unmuted.
Yeah, that one.
Kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, that one looks okay.
Someone
I'm
who's really
wondering
into
if there's more to
biking.
it than. I mean, it's by Annapurna. I feel like their games are at least interesting
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. Um, so we'll see what there is to do in that. I mean, even if it's just cycling and stuff, like if it lets you go off jumps or like ride down hills or something, I'll probably at least check it out.
Yeah, if it's like the Skate 2 level of
Yeah.
wheel or
Can I do
whatever.
something dumb
Yeah,
on a vehicle with this?
off the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. um, Phasmophobia is coming to Xbox. I will not play that. I played that once, and
Did you?
yep. Me and Jetpack played one round, not even one round actually. We started a round, and we went into a house. I we both went into a room, and I don't know if she remembers it this way, but I remember us both going into the room, her leaving. So I was by myself. The lights went out,
Uh-huh.
and I heard someone talk in my ear. Like, I had headphones on, and they talked in my ear,
Yeah.
and I immediately was like, "Nope, done." Took my headphones off, quit the game. Like,
Well, that's what they do. The ghosts are in your head, man.
I know, and I didn't like it.
No, I
It was
bet
too.
not.
It was too real. It was too
Too-
like I can get into a horror movie or like horror games sometimes, but that was just a bit too like, you know, too close for comfort.
I don't blame you. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have even downloaded it. So
Yeah.
you got further than I would have.
Yeah. So,
What's the what's the gimmick of that game? Isn't it like proximity chat
uh
where you can't hear each other unless you're next to each other?
yeah, basically
I
like
think that's what it is.
you're pretty much doing a ghost hunt, and you can do it together, but you can only hear each other like if you're in the same room.
Right.
Um, so it feels very much like you're alone with the ghost or whatever. Um, yeah, that
Based off
10
of
minutes was enough for
your
me.
based off of your mortuary assistant playthrough, I believe you 100%.
Yeah. We have
That's
another horror game coming up on stream soon. We have to somebody redeemed the pick a game redemption on our channel,
oh, cool.
and I forget which game it is, but it's a horror game, so
Oh, good
probably
luck.
going to be playing that soon.
At least you get to play
Yeah.
it with Jetpack.
Oh yeah. I would make sure that it's a stream that we do together.
I'm not playing a game by myself.
No, that one mortuary assistant stream by myself was enough. And hell, even like playing Little Nightmares recently, I've done a few.
Oh,
I'm
Little
in the
Nightmares
second
is
one.
spooky.
They're good. Like, I like them a lot, but
Yeah.
it's rough sometimes playing by myself.
Yeah. Did you get to the I think it's Little Nightmares 2 with the old lady whose head like snakes? Oh.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
Yeah.
Oh, those games are good. Again,
I'm
another one I watched, I didn't play.
yeah. I will get through that series. That's one that I am committed to playing, even though it scares me. Um, and there's a third one out, or it's coming out, I think.
Yeah.
Although it's
I'm
by
rooting
a
for you,
different
Jake.
studio.
Yeah, but the studio that made Little Nightmares 1 and 2 is making another game that looks exactly like Little Nightmares.
Yep.
That I don't remember what the name of that one is.
It was like Animal something.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Something. Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that
Um.
was Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox is doing Xbox things.
hmm
Ubisoft is doing Ubisoft things.
They sure are.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is delayed.
It is. So, was slated to come out, I think, in November. Um, it's now been pushed to February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only, what, 4 months?
Yeah, just about.
I think a lot of people, from what I've been seeing, people are kind of freaking out about this. A game being delayed for 4 months is very typical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is anything out of the ordinary. I think a
And
lot of people were like theorizing that Yasuke was getting removed or being drastically changed. Like, you're giving way too much credit, dude. Like, they're not completely changing the game in 4 months.
you
They're
can't.
probably just tightening up some screws and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't fundamentally change a game in 4 months. Like, at most, what they're doing is polishing. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
just debugging at this point.
Yeah. Which I'm here to argue, I think a game delay is almost always a good thing
Oh, 100%.
because they could have just released in whatever state it was in November and people would be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But this is them seeing that they're not ready because like if a game is releasing in November, then it's not they didn't finish it on November 1st and then release it on the 5th. Like they need a month or two to like get it printed and get it to distributors and like get the review copies out. So they were probably approaching the deadline where they had to start doing that stuff and they were like, we're not ready. This is going to be bad. We just had Star Wars Outlaws come out and people like it didn't really sell that well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It had some performance issues too.
it had some performance issues and just in general, like it didn't sell up to their standard
Mm-hmm.
and people didn't really care. Like it was a game that they put, I'm sure, a lot of money and a lot of marketing into and people just didn't buy it. So
Yeah. I mean, for me and probably for Ubisoft, I think they see it as this is their chance for a bounce back.
mm-hmm.
Like this can go one of two ways. It can be really good and Ubisoft is back,
Mm-hmm.
or it's same old Ubisoft makes 6, 7 out of 10 games and they never really get the bounce back from this.
Yeah.
So, I think they want to make sure they do it right.
Yeah. And that's why I think this delay can only be good because it shows that they have I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Like it shows that they can see like this isn't ready. We need it to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need more time on this.
Yeah.
And it's not just them saying like we'll put out a patch like after release or something and then we'll discount it for Black Friday. Everything will be fine. Like
Yeah, Ubisoft is too under the gun for that. They've had too many flops, not enough successes. They need a big win here. And yeah, this has to be it for them. Otherwise, I don't know how they ever come back.
yeah, because like when was their last like truly successful game? Like I mean, obviously all of them sell decently because they're like
I mean, we're going back a long time. Syndicate, maybe? Assassin's Creed Syndicate? That would have been 2015, 2016?
yeah,
To me, anyway.
that was the last one that I truly like, was invested in.
Because you think Far Cry hasn't really been itself after 3.
4 was pretty good, but
I guess 4
again,
was fine.
that was also 10 years ago or something.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed. I mean, the RPGs have been successful, but they're just, I don't know. Somehow they're not successful at the same time.
Like they're successful, but only because Ubisoft is such a big company. Like they
True.
had the resources to just market the shit out of everything, and unless you're super tapped into like game discourse online and seeing reviews and like seeing people talk about it, like if you're just a person who gets new games like at the holidays when they're cheap, you might not know that the game wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You might just see like, oh, there's a new Far Cry came out this year. I liked that one that I played, so let's get that. But now I think they're getting to the point where they can't really rely on that anymore. Like if people don't like it, then they're not just going to buy it to see how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's they're in a tough spot.
Yeah. But so that kind of leads into another thing with Ubisoft, which I don't, you know, this might be a grain of salt situation, but there was talks recently about Ubisoft maybe going private and actually being bought out by Tencent. Um, I think because they've had a lot of games perform poorly over the last few years, like they, I don't think it's completely impossible for them to say like, you know, we don't want to do this on our own anymore. Like, let's, you know, give up our ownership to this company that can fund us and we can try and get our reputation back.
Yeah, because like you said, they haven't had a whole lot of success, but they put a lot of money into into their games. Like getting those Star Wars license and the Avatar license, like that stuff probably wasn't cheap. And to be able to make those games, like you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, and I don't know, I don't think either of them sold that well. So yeah,
Yeah.
I could see this as a possibility for sure.
Like it at this point it could be, you know, a lifeline that they need right now
Yeah.
because like obviously Star Wars didn't sell very well. Um and then the one that I kind of forgot about, which is crazy because it was their quadruple A game, but Skull and Bones,
Oh yeah,
like
Skull and Bones,
a game that they
tremendous
put
flop.
what like a decade into and
Yeah.
flopped completely. Like I'm sure that's another one that they put $100 million into that they didn't get anywhere near that return.
No. Nope.
So,
Yeah, if Activision can get bought, Ubisoft can get bought.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I'm seeing right now uh, is basically that they, um, Tencent or the people that own it are saying that they're open to the idea of a buyout. Um, and Ubisoft was asked about it. They didn't really confirm it or deny it, but they're not really saying much in general.
Gotcha.
Like I think they're pretty much just saying like, oh, well, we're always exploring our options for
Yeah, it's
what we
typical
can
lawyer
do.
speak.
But yeah, I think I if Shadows comes out and it's another 7 out of 10 flop that's
Mm,
broken at release and people don't really like it, I could see a world where they would look for a buyout like this.
definitely. I definitely do too.
Because like when you hear Ubisoft, you might think like, oh, they're a company that's too big to fail. Like they can fail.
Oh yeah.
Like it would take a lot, but they've had several years now of a pretty poor reputation. So
Yeah, I mean Activision wasn't failing at all and they still got
mhm.
bought out. So yeah, it can happen. It wouldn't
Mhm.
surprise me if it happened tomorrow,
Yeah.
you know?
So I don't know. Just not a whole lot of concrete information to go off of there, but just something that I saw and made me, you know, interested to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on for sure.
Mhm.
Well, we've got bad news for all the Killzone fans out there. RIP to Killzone. Gorilla, the maker of Killzone, um, who make the Horizon games now, said they are done with Killzone. Um, my reaction to that is kind of well done. Um, they're gonna put all of their time into the Horizon franchise now. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably 10 times as successful as Killzone ever was. So,
Yeah.
and I think they like it a lot more too. Like the studio themselves, I think they like being able to have a really fun narrative world to um build on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, so bad news for people who really like Killzone. Good news for people like me who really like Horizon and want them to keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Naughty Dog, who for some reason isn't doing a Last of Us game right now, which
Yeah.
I heard is true. So
Who knows anymore? I mean, there's talk of Naughty Dog doing a whole new IP, which I mean, that's cool. Like,
cool,
depending on
but
what type of game it is, but I think that most people would rather, let's wrap up the Last of Us story.
yeah, I want to see what happens to Abby.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a crap about this new IP, honestly.
Yeah,
Give me more
like
Abby, please.
if this is when you're choosing to release a new game that you have no idea how people are going to react to at the time when, you know, all of this stuff with The Last of Us is happening. You've put out
Yeah.
remasters for both games now, so they're all on the same platform.
Mm-hmm.
There's now a second season of a TV adaptation,
A very
like,
good TV adaptation.
yeah, an incredible show, and you have all this momentum going. You're like, let's put Last of Us on the back burner for 10
Yeah.
years, and then
Yeah.
because
Seriously, I mean that's where we're at in this and the way video games are now. Like if each game takes 5 years to develop, like minimum, you know?
yeah,
So if they really are making a new game before that, that sucks to think about. We're gonna have to wait 5 to 8 more years or whatever
yeah,
to find out what happens with Ellie and Abby.
and what it's gonna be, I think, if that's the route they're taking, I think the show is gonna kind of turn into like a Game of Thrones situation where,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at the end of, I know that season 2 isn't going to cover the whole story of part 2, but, you know, they get through season 3, they've told all of the story that the source material has. They want to keep making the show because it's so successful. They're going to start just writing their own storyline.
Yeah.
And I'm
And we
like,
know like Neil Druckmann is big into the writing, but so is George Martin. And
mhm,
I always kind of heard he got kicked out or something, but I don't know, whatever.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what Naughty Dog's doing.
yeah,
But okay, this is my $1 million idea, Jake, and I
okay,
think I floated this past you before.
okay,
But there was the Horizon was gonna have a Netflix show or
mhm,
Amazon or something like that.
yep,
And I think we've talked about it before that it was canceled,
mhm,
like it never came out. Um, the $1 million idea is do the past of Horizon, like the current day, you know,
mhm,
for like us, like in Horizon you play in like what, like 20, I don't even know. You play like 1,000 years in the future,
mhm.
and you can make a show about the events that led up to that because
Oh
it
yeah,
is it is some of the best like science fiction drama, and I've only like read about it in like the logs of
mhm,
Horizon and like kind of what you get through story bits and like the holograms, like being able to fully dive into that story, it would be incredible. It would be
yeah,
so good. It like of them trying to fend off the feral plague and the robots that are
mhm,
literally destroying the world, and like the events that lead up to like them not being successful. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
a spoiler to say that they don't win because Horizon exists.
Yeah.
Like the game story exists. But it would be, oh, that'd be so good. There's my $1 million idea. Somebody take it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been thought of, but that would be really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, and especially, if somebody like HBO picked that up,
Hmm.
like, I think it'd be incredible to see what they could do with building a story of these people that we only really know through like the audio logs and stuff from the
Yeah.
game. Like, build an entire story around them and then have the finale be this event that, you know, we know about from the games, but it's obviously like the build up would be to that.
Yeah. It's
Like,
kind of like a Rogue One situation. Like,
mhm,
you know, they don't win,
yeah.
but the story of how they got to not winning is still so good. But yeah, like you said, having Elizabeth Sobek and Ted Farrow and like even Travis Tate,
Hmm.
like the hacker guy that's just a giant asshole.
Hmm.
Like, it's just so good and like such a tragic story too. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, I'm fully on board with that. I would watch that for
Boy,
sure.
all right, sign us up.
All right.
A to Jump gets story credit though. All right,
Yep. We better
so you
be in
can't
those
just
credits.
you can't just have it.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of wraps up. That's everything we had outlined. Do you have any other pressing thoughts before we get to your surprise?
um. No.
Take your time. We'll wait.
I was trying to think of if there was anything else pressing that I wanted to talk about. I feel like we kind of, there it was another one of those times where a lot of stuff happened, but also nothing. Like,
Yeah.
in the, at the time it was like, oh, there's all these headlines, but then by the end of the year, I'm going to forget about most of this stuff.
Yeah. Same. Call of Duty's out today. I guess
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
I'll probably play it.
Sonic and Shadows Generations. I know that just came out.
That one looks pretty good.
Sonic has a very large fan base
Mhm.
that I kind of didn't really realize existed. But
Yeah.
it's definitely there. There's a lot of people that love Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. So I made this last week when I thought we wouldn't, or not last week, last episode when I thought we didn't have enough to talk about, but we ended up talking, and we're still talking for 2 hours. But still, so Gooba, your surprise is video game trivia.
Hold on, you cut out there.
It's video game trivia.
Oh boy. Here we go.
So I have come up with 7 questions because I
Okay.
meant to come up with 10, but forgot to go back and add to it. So you get 7.
All right.
And hopefully I remember all the answers to these.
All right, let's go.
Hang on here. Okay, I remember that one. Okay, I wrote that one down. I'm gonna look that one up while you're answering. And okay, these are cool.
All right.
All right, I think they start off a little easy, but they get harder.
Okay.
All right, what state is Joel from The Last of Us originally from?
Texas.
Texas. Well done.
Specifically
Okay.
the Austin area, I believe.
Oh, okay. See, I knew that one would be pretty easy for you.
Yep.
What is the name of Ezio's sister? Oh, I knew this one would get you.
Damn it. I just recently watched like a video about the Ezio trilogy.
I tried to pull these from games that I knew you enjoyed.
Damn it. I don't know if it's just because it's Italian, but Maria?
Nope.
Dang it.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
As soon as I say it, you'll know. Claudia.
Damn it.
Remember, because we used to make fun of the way because in Revelations he would write her letters,
Oh
and
yeah.
he always pronounced it like Claudia, like
Claudia.
super Italian. We used
Yep.
to say Claudia. Randomly.
Damn. I'm bummed. I forgot that.
Yeah, yep, Claudia.
All right.
Okay, this one might be lost to you, but I think you get it. What game most famously features the weapon the Buster Sword?
Oh, that's Final Fantasy VII.
Good job.
Because that's Cloud Sword, isn't it?
Yes, his
Okay.
first sword, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in God of War 2018, an arrow made of what was able to lift the curse on Baldur?
Mistletoe.
Nice. That was good.
Oh, if there's I don't think there's any game I've watched more lore videos on than God of War.
Nice. Okay, mistletoe. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 release on Nintendo Wii?
Yes.
It did.
Yeah. I think
And
that was the only one.
was it the same day?
I'm gonna say no.
I honestly I'm not sure. I think it was. I wrote down I put November 8th. I think that's what it was.
That that sounds right actually, because
I
that's
think
usually
it
around
did.
the time of the main
Yeah,
release.
I think it did come out the
Okay.
same day. Which is weird to think about. Did you have Call of Duty on your Wii?
No.
No, okay.
The only game I had on Wii was
It's Wii Sports.
Wii Sports and the Mario Kart with the wheel.
Okay. Yeah, the wheel. I remember the wheel.
Yeah, I never played
We
it.
we playing the Wii in your basement is core memory for me. Like we've spent so much time playing Wii Sports down
Yeah.
there.
That's all we did. That's all we played on it though, was Wii Sports.
Only bowling, anything.
Yep.
We were good at it. Okay. Question number 6. So 2 more. There's a trophy in Limbo that requires you to complete the game with only a certain amount of deaths. How many deaths are you allowed?
I remember this too because we tried to get it.
Oh yeah, we tried really hard to get it. I can't remember if we ever did.
Was it 7?
No.
Three.
5.
Damn. Right in the middle.
Failure.
All right.
Okay, last
Fake
one.
gamer.
Fake gamer. It was like the hardest part was trying to remember games that I know you like. So I was trying to like dig through my memory to figure out that you and I both really like Limbo.
Mhm.
Okay, so this was when we were talking about the NCAA football game.
Okay.
One mascot has made the cover of an NCAA football game. Which mascot was it?
Oh man. That's tough.
It was a toughie.
For some reason, and I could be way off on this one. For some reason, I think it's Texas.
Nope.
Dang it.
No, you're wrong. Wrong end of the country.
Damn it.
Michigan State Spartan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It
That
was
makes sense.
NCAA 09 for the Wii.
Specifically the Wii.
The Wii, yeah. I guess 09, every console had a different cover.
Okay. Because
So
I feel
the
like I
Wii-
had 09 and it was not that.
Yeah. No, you're right. So just specifically the Wii, NCAA 09 had the Michigan State Spartan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I still got some college football knowledge. But all right, that's all. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I definitely meant to do more. I just kind of forgot to go back.
No, that was fun. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah,
I think
I love trivia. It took like a long time to think of those, surprisingly.
I think maybe next time, maybe I'll try and come up with some questions for you.
Oh yes, please, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We can do that for sure.
Yeah. I think I would like to try and do more games and
Yeah, we
stuff
definitely
like
need to do
that.
more
If
games.
we,
Yeah.
obviously we always fill like 2 hours no matter what, but
Right. It's still
I
fun.
think it'd be fun to have something like that for just a few minutes each episode.
Definitely.
All right.
All right, Jake. Get us out of here.
All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for hanging out for episode 25 of the A to Jump
25.
podcast. If you're looking for where to find us, all of our links will be in the description. I'm Gooba from the YouTube channel Gooba and Jetpack. We have a Twitch account. We stream there at least once a week, and be working on some videos for our YouTube channel. I'm, as always, joined by Justin of Justin Games. He's working on some content as well. And we get back to this podcast when we can.
We're not promising anything.
No. But if you like hearing us ramble about video games, maybe consider subscribing. And if you want your question to be read out in the next episode, go ahead and drop it in the comments. And
Please do.
We'll read it off and we will discuss it. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep on gaming.
Keep on gaming.